Today, Saturday, the 8th of February 2025, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our top-notch betting class tutorials to take their winning to the next height, then you want to make sure to subscribe to the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next height. Also, if you become a member, you're going to access our handpick events, which we shared to members only. And of course, to those of you who are interested, I've put the link below this video so that you can easily click, navigate, and join to become a member to start to have access to these benefits and start taking your winning to the next height. So without wasting time, let's proceed to the event of today. But before we proceed, I want to say congratulations based on yesterday's event, for we all registered wins. And before we proceed, I want to share with you the results based on yesterday's event. So let's proceed. So congratulations based on yesterday's event. Provide to you a total of 12 games. All of these games were successful. Congratulations, and I will share with you all the results before we proceed to the matches of today. Looking at the first, we looked at Thailand in the Taiwan League, where we looked at Bangkok United against Rayong FC, and we stated that there will be the possibility of 1.5 or 2.5 going full time. It ended as 2-2. A total of 4 goals were scored, making it successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at India in the I-League, where we looked at Inter-Kashi against Dempo. We said that at least 1.5 goal will occur in this match in full time. It ended as 2-0, making 1.5 goals successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Saudi Arabia Professional League, where we looked at Anas against Al-Fahar. We said that Anas will lead. We also set the possibility of 1.5 and 2 goals over. It was successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at United Arab Emirates, a match between Al Aruba against Al Jazeera. We stated that there will be the possibility of 1.5 goal and 2.5 goal in full time. It ended as 4-5. A total of 9 goals were scored. Congratulations, it was successful. In the next, we looked at Jordan in the Premier League, Al Faisali against Man, and we said that there will be the possibility of 1.5 or 2.5 goal in full time. It ended as 3-1. A total of 4 goals were scored. Successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Croatia in the HNL, Dynamo Zagreb against Šibenik, where we said that Dynamo will lead, and we also look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals over. It ended as 3-0. Dynamo Zagreb lead, and also the possibility of 1.5 and 2 goals over. Successful, and congratulations. In the next, we look at Cyprus in the Cyprus League, a match between Omonia 29 against Omonia. We said that there will be the possibility of 1.5 and 2.5 goals. It ended as 2-3. A total of 5 goals were scored. Successful, and congratulations as well. Followed by Saudi Arabia Professional League, Ali against Al Fateh. We looked at goals probability, at least 1.5 goal, 2 goals over. It ended as 2 goals were scored. Successful, and congratulations. The next, we looked at France Cup, Le Mans against PSG. We said that PSG will lead, and we also said that there will be the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2.5 going full time. PSG lead by 4-0 with a total of goals as successful as well. Congratulations, and successful as well. In the next, we looked at Bundesliga of Germany, where we look at Bayern Munich against Werder Bremen. We said that there will be the possibility of at least 1.5 goal, 2.5 goal in full time. Ended as 3-0. It was successful. Congratulations. And lastly, we looked at Belgium in the Super League Women, Gen against Anderlecht, where we said that there will be the possibility of 1.5 and 2.5 going full time for this particular event. It ended as 3-1. A total of 4 goals were scored, making it successful, and congratulations. So these were the event we provided to you yesterday. All of it were successful. Congratulations to you all that follow these picks. And now let's proceed to the event of today. So now let's look at today's event. But before we proceed, I have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel here, titled as the home, you're going to notice that we provide match predictions to members only in terms of goals predictions and corner kick events, with each out to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, you want to make sure to join either the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan to start having access to these features to take your winning to the next height. Also, if you become a member, for example, Level 2 Pro plan, you're going to have access to all the Level 2 Pro classes betting tutorials. Of course, we have betting tutorial classes for Level 2 Pro members who have access to this top-notch and epic video tutorial like the live match corner kick strategy, step-by-step to make wins, a simple bet strategy for winning, never seen soccer bet strategy that you have never seen before, and a comeback straight win strategy step-by-step that will amaze you, never seen betting strategy as well, 2.5 goal strategy and straight win, and a 99% win rate strategy to take your winning to the next level. Of course, once you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you have access to the Level 2 Pro classes, which you can watch all this video tutorial. I'll put the link below this video so that once you subscribe to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you can easily go to the link below this video and watch all of these videos in one place to start applying it and take your winning to the next level. But if you are a member of the Level 3 Masterclass, you're going to have access to the Level 3 Masterclasses once you join to become a member of the Level 2 plan, that is Level 3 Master Plan. You also have access to the top secret AI tool we use to find events in terms of goals and straight wins. Our game changer corner kick match prediction event that's reveal our secret website we use to find corner kicks and the strategy to find corners. The AI tools we use, that is home and away win match prediction strategy step by step, as well as over 2.5 goal strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. Once you become a member of either the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan, you're going to have access to all of these features. And having access to these features enable you to take your winning to the next height, as well as having access to our handpicked events, which we share to members only. So the link is pinned below this video in the description area. You want to make sure to check, make sure to navigate and join so that you're not going to be excluded and start taking your own winning to the next height. So without wasting time, let's proceed with the first game of our today's pick. Looking at the first event, we are looking at England in the FA Cup, a match between Luton against Manchester City. Looking at the recent performance of Manchester City based on the way game played, they have proved to be better. They had games recently in the Premier League against Arsenal, PSG in the Champions League, as you can see here, where they had a performance scoring 2 goals, and also in the Premier League against Ipswich, 6 goals, and their performance have been very amazing, especially in the Premier League. Comparing to that of Luton, it is from the Ligue 1, and their performance is not as great as compared to that of Man City in the Premier League. These two are coming to meet, and looking at the performance of Man City based on recent event comparing to that of Luton, we are looking at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the away team Man City have proved to be better in terms of its recent performance. And its performance in the Premier League is very amazing, comparing to that of the home team Luton based on the Ligue 1 game they have had. Of course, it cannot be compared as that of Premier League team. The performance of Man City have proved to be better. So we look at Man City to lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. And we also want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goals to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next pick, we are looking at Spain in the Liga F women, a match between Levante women against Real Madrid women. The recent performance of Real Madrid women recently have proved to be amazing in the LF itself, scoring 4 goals, 2 goals, and having a good performance recently as compared to Levante, which is the home team based on the recent performance. Looking at the stand in terms of comparison of the performances they have had by their form, Real Madrid, the away team, have proved to stand on the better place, scoring 14 goals in 5 games and conceding 4, prove that it's having a good offensive power. But that of the home, in terms of recent event they've had, Levante, proved that the defensive line here is not very tight with an average offense. And looking here at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, the performance of the away team have proved to be amazing based on recent event they have had. And of course, since the home team is not very tight in defense, the away will take advantage of the weak defense of the home to try to lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. And we also want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we looked at Belgium in the Jupiler Pro League, a match between Club Brugge against Leuven. The recent performance of the home team, that is the away team Leuven, have proved to be very conceding. The defensive line is very weak and they have not performed greatly with a weak defensive line. Comparing to that of Club Brugge, on the other hand, they have a better offense with a high goal scoring capacity based on recent event they have had. And looking at the stand performance in terms of the gameplay they have had by their form, the home team, Club Brugge, have proved to be very offensive, sitting on the second position and scoring 15 goals in 5 events, prove they are very offensive and conceding 7. But Leuven, on the other hand, of course, in terms of the recent gameplay they have had, the defensive line of Leuven is not very tight and the defense is just average. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 to 3 major picks in full time. For this particular event, the home team have proved to sit on a better place with a very high offensive strength. And since the defensive line of the away is not very tight, we looked at the fact that the home will take advantage of this particular event to either lead this match in full time as one of the major picks, or looking at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. So we look at the home as a favorite to either lead, and secondly, at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time, since the defensive line of the away is not very tight. Looking at the next, we looked at Scottish Cup, a match between Dundee against Airdrie. For this event, Dundee have proved to be very offensive in recent events they have had, especially in the Premier League of Scotland, where they performed greatly, and they had games against Celtic with a 3-3 draw to show that they are very good. But that of Airdrie in the away team have mostly had events in the Championship where the performance have been very, very poor. This time, these two are coming to meet, and of course, we are looking at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team is from a higher league, and the performance recently have had very great offensive strength, especially the game they have had against Celtic. But the away team have had game mostly in the Championship of Scotland. Of course, the performance have proved that they concede too much goals. In other words, the defensive line is not very tight. We look at therefore Dundee to take advantage of that weak defensive line of its opponent to either lead in full time. But of course, goals probability, the safest option here, we want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time as one of the major pick, as well as at least 2.5 goals in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Serbia in the Super League, where we are looking at Zvezda against Radnicki. For this event, Zvezda have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had, scoring 3 goals in each event, especially in the CF, which is a club friendly. Its opponent, on the other hand, Radnicki, have had events in the Super League of Serbia itself, where the performance proved that they do score as well, but the defensive line is not as tight as compared to that of the home. Looking at the stand performance in terms of recent events they have had, Zvezda, in terms of the form by the home game they have had, proved that they sit on a better place with a very high offensive strength, scoring 22 goals in 5 games, proved that they have a very great offense. But the defensive line is very tight for Krefna, but comparing to that of its opponent Radnicki, on the other hand, the defensive line is not very tight with an average offense. And looking at this, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team have proved to be very amazing based on the high offensive strength of the home in terms of recent events. With a weak defense of the away, we are looking at it to take advantage of that away weak defense to lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. And with the high offensive strength as well, we look at the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time as the next pick here, as well as 2 goals over. These are our major picks here. 1, the home to lead. 2, at least 1.5 goal in full time. 3, 2.5 goals in full time. In the next event, we looked at Scottish Cup, a match between Celtic against Raith. In this event, Celtic have proved to be very amazing in terms of the recent event they have had, scoring 6 goals, 1 goal and 2 goals in the recent gameplay they have had. Raith, on the other hand, is from the Championship, where the defensive line is not very tight, but the offense is good. And this time they are coming to meet, and looking at these two, we look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home Celtic have proved to be very amazing in terms of recent event they have had. With a high offensive strength, Raith also, on the other hand, proved to have a good offense. And of course, these two are coming. Both of the two sides want to impress, trying to score possibilities, chances, therefore high shoot on and off target will occur. We therefore want to look at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over for this particular event. Looking at the next, we looked at Netherlands in the Eredivisie, a match between PSV Eindhoven against Willem. Of course, the recent performance of the home team, PSV Eindhoven, have proved to be very offensive in recent events they have had, scoring 2 to 3 goals in each event. But that of Willem, on the other hand, proved that the defensive line is very weak, and the defensive line is not in a better chance for this particular tournament. Looking at the stand in terms of form by the home and away, PSV Eindhoven have proved that they sit on a great offensive strength power in the first position, leading this table, scoring 19 goals in 5 events. That's a high offense, but comparing to that of Willem, on the other hand, the defensive line, of course, is not a good one, and of course, the offense also is not good. And looking at everything in place, want to look at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the recent performance of PSV have proved to be very offensive, and since the defensive line of its opponent is not very tight, we looked at the home to take advantage of that weak defense. And since its recent performance has also proved to be very amazing, we want to look at PSV Eindhoven to lead. So look at 2 to 3 major picks here. 1, the possibility of PSV Eindhoven to lead in full time. 2, the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time. And 3, the possibility of 2 goals over. These are our major picks for this particular event. Looking at the next, look at France in the Ligue 1, a match between Lille against Le Havre. In this event, Lille have proved to have a high scoring capacity based on recent events they have had, scoring 4, 6, and 2 goals recently. Its opponent, on the other hand, Le Havre, proved that they sit with a defensive line which is not very tight, and they are coming to meet for this particular tournament. And performance in terms of their form by home, the home team, Lille, are proved to have a good offensive strength, scoring 11 goals in 5 games played. And of course, its opponent, on the other hand, also in terms of the defensive line, proved that the defense is not very tight. And here I want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, since the defensive line of the away is not very tight and the offense of the home proved to be good in terms of recent form, of course, we looked at that of the home to take advantage of that weak defense. And since the away team also want to impress, of course, we want to look at shoot on and off target to be of high value. Of course, since the shoot on and off target will be better here, we want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Portugal in the Liga Portugal, a match between Benfica against Moreirense. For this event, the recent performance of Benfica have proved to be very offensive, where they had a game recently in the Champions League against Barcelona, scoring up to 4 goals. They also had a game recently against, that is Famalicão, scoring 4 goals and 3 goals against Brugge. The offensive line is good. Moreirense, on the other hand, does not have a very good defense. Of course, they are coming to meet for this particular tournament. And looking at Benfica in terms of the home strength, they proved to be very good, scoring up to 13 goals in just 5 events, considering 3, a good offense and a good defense. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, proved that the defensive line is not very tight, as you can see here, with an average offense. And looking at everything in place, we look at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Benfica have proved to have a very great offense. And since the defensive line of the away is not very tight, we look at Benfica to take that advantage to either lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. Also, since Benfica is a high striking team, they will try every possibility to also score. And the fact that the away tight defense is not very tight, we look therefore at least the next as 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. And Benfica being known in terms of the recent head-to-head, they have had games against its opponent with a high level of the corner kicks for Benfica. They will still try to outperform, causing more shoots that will be blocked by the away team. And therefore want to look also at Benfica to have corner kicks. That is 2.5 corner kicks for Benfica in full time. That's a total of 3 corner kicks or 4 corner kicks for Benfica in full time. These are our major picks here. 1, Benfica to win. 2, at least 1.5 goal in full time. 3, Benfica to have 3 corner kicks or 4 corner kicks in full time. These are our major picks for this particular event. Looking at the next, we looked at Netherlands in the Eredivisie, a match between Feyenoord against Sparta Rotterdam. The recent performance of Sparta Rotterdam have proved that they score at least 1 to 2 goals in each event. Feyenoord, on the other hand, proved to have also a very high offensive strength, scoring 5 goals and 3 goals in some events, and even 4 in the Champions League against Sparta Prague. This time, they are coming to meet for this particular tournament, and looking at the form of Feyenoord in terms of the home games they have had, they prove to have a high offensive strength, but the defense is not very tight. Scoring 13 goals in 5 events prove that they have good offense. That of its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of the offense and defense, prove that the defensive line is just average, also with an average offense. And looking at this, we'll look at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Feyenoord have proved to have high offense, and since the defensive line of the away is not very tight, we want to look at either Feyenoord to lead in full time or a double chance. And of course, we also want to look at the possibility of the fact that both of the two sides want to outperform each other. Therefore, 1.5 goal is the next possibility. Therefore, we have 2 to 3 major picks. 1, Feyenoord to lead. 2, at least a double chance for Feyenoord. 3, at least 1.5 goal to occur here in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-pick event, which we have selected and shared to members only, then of course you want to make sure to access the Level 2 Pro plan by subscribing to become a member, so that you're also going to have advantage to take our betting class tutorials and start taking your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. You want to make sure to go ahead, click navigate and join to become a member and start to have access to these features. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye bye for now.